Hello and welcome to Our Kids, brought to you by the Jefferson County Public Schools. I'm Ben Jackey. Well, March comes in like a lion and out like a lamb, so the saying goes, but this month we have stories on chickens and Chinese dragons. Plus, these stories from our Ballard and Fern Creek student correspondents.
A Armed Man, a Mask for Peace, a collaboration of music and video. I'm Ballard correspondent Drew Long, and I'll have the story.
Typically when you think class pet, you think elementary school. But here at Fern Creek High School, one teacher is breaking open the egg of knowledge. Recently, students at Field Elementary celebrated the New Year. The Chinese New Year, that is. Field offers Mandarin through an integrated curriculum that incorporates art, and students displayed what they learned in this colorful celebration.
We had 3 dragons that circulated around the school, and they went and picked up all of the children that would be performing today.
The thing I liked most about the fan dance is the different movements and the sound of the fans.
The fan dance, it's really fun, and when you're doing it, you're not supposed to feel guilty. You're supposed to feel like it's supposed to be a smooth dance, and you're supposed to feel relaxed when you're doing it.
At the last part, it's more of a slow part. So you have to move really slow, but at first everybody was moving really quickly, but we had to slow it down.
We are having a culminating activity around a grant that we were awarded by the Kentucky Department of Education, and we are celebrating the Chinese New Year. The grant was a grant for arts integration around Chinese. We know that it's important for the kids to learn the language, but another piece of that is for them to learn about the culture. So they spend a lot of time learning about storytelling, songs, and dance related to the Chinese culture. We are a diverse society, so it's really important for them to know and understand different cultures that exist in the world. We are also a very diverse school because we sit in between the 2 local seminaries. We have students that come here from all over the world, and so it's very important for us that they know and understand each other.
This is the year of the horse. And in class, we've learned about the Chinese zodiac. It has different animals, and each one represents different years. So, like, I was born in 2003, and that's the year of the sheep. And then we've learned about the lunar calendar, which they have a different calendar than us, and it's based on the moon.
We've had a shadow puppet performance around the book Brown Bear, so we're integrating literacy into the project. We had kids that did some singing and dancing, singing Chinese New Year songs.
They celebrate the New Year. They have all kinds of foods, firecrackers and stuff.
They're going to be doing some food tasting. They're going to taste some oranges that were donated to us from a local supermarket, from Value Market, and they're also going to be tasting some dumplings that were donated by Trader Joe's. They're going to be making some crafts, some bead crafts, and they're just going to get to just enjoy some different activities related to China.
The thing I'll remember most about the Chinese New Year is the color red, because they added to scare off this evil spirit, and are kind of this is red too, so, and it kind of looks cool.
I hope the kids take away today just an understanding of the culture of China. We've really focused on them learning the language for the past 4 years, but this year has really allowed us to integrate that and for them to learn more than just the language, to learn really the entire culture.
For most children today, a doll is one of many toys that help them escape boredom or tap into their imaginations. But students at Carrithers Middle learned dolls had a much deeper meaning to children traversing the Underground Railroad. This hands-on experience combined social studies with language and visual arts.
We made the heart, we glued the heart, sewed the hair, paint the doll, and yeah. And now we're making the clothing for it.
Here at Carrithers Middle School, what we're doing is we're creating stories about dolls that were made during slave times on the Underground Railroad. Parents made them for their kids when the child was sold into slavery, so they would remember their roots. So each student has written their own story from where they were a slave until freedom, and we get to follow the journey through the eyes of these dolls that they're creating.
We made a heart, we sewed our hair, and I'm still sewing the top of it. we can use the same one, or we can double the fabric since this isn't very thick, and we can cut it twice.
This one is the Underground Railroad. It was used to help slaves get to freedom. They had safe houses, which, if you notice, there'll be lanterns on the wall. Those represent that it's safe for the slaves to come there, that they're not going to be turned into as a runaway slave.
Like a lantern in a window in a house, it's the safe house.
The lantern helps slaves know that it's a safe house and gives them a chance to rest and eat. And these safe houses were called abolitionists, the people who were willing to take risky moves.
The heart represents the love of the family generation going through.
You can pin as many pins because we want to make it secure when we cut.
Then they're going to make clothing. They're going to start by cutting patterns. They get to decide what type of cloth they want to use, what pattern.
As the word increased, there were more people that were willing to help runaway slaves. These places were called safe houses. Slave catchers were our main concern. Many had brought bloodhounds that would track our scent. Some slaves were captured and chained until they could be returned to their owners.
Go ahead, I got it. You push.
My story was that he was from the Underground Railroad down at the Underground Railroad.
Any more pictures on this page? No. Okay.
The life skills that they're learning, one, they're learning about diversity and people and how they're treated and how we want to be respected and treated ourselves.
Why did they use the Underground Railroad? To get to where?
Freedom.
To freedom. Very good.
I'm extremely proud. They've worked hard. They've done everything we've asked. We've pushed them so hard this year. They know this means a lot to me. They were very happy when we got funding for it. So yeah, I couldn't ask for anything. This is a wonderful school. I couldn't ask for a better place to work.
It feels very fun and it's exciting. It's very fun.
JCPS offers high school students a variety of engaging educational paths built to get them college and career ready. The welding program at Jeffersontown High School gives students the opportunity to earn multiple certifications in the trade. Student reporter Anisha Coulter shows us what it's all about.
JCPS students at J-Town High School are given the opportunity to experience an industrial and technical education through their highly qualified welding program. When students arrive in the workshop, they gear up in their safety equipment and begin welding. Students get the hands-on experience they need by producing projects in individual booths. Do Your Welder in this program explains the welding process.
It focuses on getting pieces of mild steel together and creating a basic weld that is sturdy and supportive.
Not only are students learning how to weld, but they are also learning the geometry and chemistry skills that go into this process. Student Ernest Morales shares his expectations and what he does in the welding program.
My expectations to graduate high school, pass the welding class, and become a welder. I like that I get hands-on work, I get taught, and it's not only hands-on, I get taught in the book, so I know both.
Students who are planning on taking their welding skills to the next level can receive their welding certification and be on the track to pursuing a career by the time they graduate. Instructor Jerry Burke talks about the importance of his program.
The importance of the program is to make sure that students get everything that they need to make them capable of being successful in the industry of welding, and to also prepare them either for a technical school or for college. The expectations of my students is for the students to become industry certified through the state and also an international certification through the American Welding Society.
Andrew Steele, a senior in the program, plans on taking his skills to the next level.
When I graduate, I'd like to eventually get into pipe welding. After you get 2 years of experience in pipe weld, pretty good money.
For our kids, I'm Fern Creek correspondent Anisha Coulter.
We have a lot more stories about our kids coming up, so stay with us.
I always say Louisville can be the best city in America, and lifelong learning is critical to our success. To be the best, we need a highly educated workforce to help our businesses and our economy grow. I'm Mayor Greg Fisher. Kentucky recently adopted new Common Core academic standards designed to better prepare our students for college and the global economy.
For more information, go to raisethebarlouisville.org.
Do you need help providing school clothes for your child? The 15th District PTA Clothing Assistance Program can help provide uniforms and other clothing. Make an appointment with the Family Youth Resource Center at your child's school. Donations of new and gently used uniforms and clothing are also accepted. Call 485-7062 or 485-7450 for more information.
Welcome back. You're watching Our Kids, sponsored by the Jefferson County Public Schools. I'm Ben Jackey. Reading is the foundation from which all learning is constructed, which is why JCPS places such a strong emphasis on reading every day. During Black History Month, students at Stonestreet Elementary read some important pieces by African American authors.
Today, as part of Black History Month, we are celebrating at Stonestreet with an African American read-in,
which is a national celebration, and actually it's not just celebrated nationally, it's celebrated across the world.
We are very fortunate to have with us a very special guest, and her name is Naila Iminyara Sirakali.
So Dinner in Connie's by Faith Ringgold.
Here at Stonestreet, our students are able to listen to authors, and it's kind of cool because they're not just listening to books being read by their teachers, they're listening to books being read by people from their communities.
In 1955, I was arrested for refusing to sit in the back of the bus.
We have an author, we have a dance instructor, we have people who work in different facets of JCPS, our principals are reading, so they just get to hear different literature that is not necessarily a part of their daily instruction, read by people that are a part of their community.
Neither had I before Lonnie. While the rest of the family relaxed on the beach before dinner, Lonnie and I went to the house and played hide and seek. So there's Lonnie with the red hair.
And the goal is to kind of make literature by African Americans a part of Black history during the month of February.
So there she is, the famous actress.
And it's a month of celebrating any kind of writings by African American authors.
And I never thought I would marry an African American opera singer with red hair and green eyes, I whispered back.
MLK's I Have a Dream speech, you know, a poem or any book that's authored by an African American.
10 years old and just as proud as you to be African American.
It's just introducing them to a different type of, you know, literacy and reading and types of works that they may not know. You know, one of our readers read a book about Sojourner Truth, you know, and this is the time to do that, you know. So I think it's just an opportunity for them, if they love reading, to hear a different side of it. If they don't really love reading, to see someone they might admire or wonder about and see them reading and sharing a book, and it might spark their interest a little more.
The end.
Fern Creek Traditional High School's renowned food literacy class is a study of sustainability. A garden and greenhouse have been staples of this innovative approach to learning. Well, as student reporter Shelby Pike explains, students now have a new challenge: chickens.
Typically when you think class pet, you think elementary school. But here at Fern Creek High School, one teacher is breaking open the egg of knowledge. 4 years ago, teacher Joseph Franzen started a Fern Creek community garden where he planted many different fruits, vegetables, and herbs. Eventually, he added live chickens and ducks to the garden. These birds laid eggs that he sold to faculty members and used for the cooking club. However, recently he decided to collect the fertilized eggs and put them in an incubator. Student Andrew Going talks about this process.
Then you have to rotate the eggs every day for 21 days. And then once they hatch, you have to take care, you still have to keep them warm and teach them how to drink water and stuff, so teach you responsibility.
While these furry puffballs are very cute, they aren't just used as class pets. Teacher Joe Franzen talks about what he teaches his students with the chicks.
My goal as a teacher was to create a sustainable food system so the students could see the entire circle of food production, of waste management, of then planting and then growing and then cooking and going around that circle and trying to keep it all on campus. So the chickens are an integral part of that. where we take waste from the cafeteria, we feed it to the chickens lay eggs, we take the eggs, we use them for cooking club, we also have the fertilizer for the garden, and that keeps on going. The waste food keeps going out there, we get more eggs, and one of the steps that we took to make it even more sustainable is instead of ordering chicks in the mail like we did last year, we have a rooster and we have chickens, and you know, the roosters and the hens got together and we got some nice fertilized eggs, and we put them in the incubator, and now we're sustainably producing our own herd, our own flock of chickens that can sustain itself, that can keep its numbers up, that can increase its population.
Take a look inside the incubator. It's not every day students get to witness the miracle of life, but these Fern Creek students get to experience such events on a daily basis. Watch the egg at the bottom of the screen. Within seconds, where there was once an egg, is now a living, breathing baby chick. Student Chris Sharp talks about his biggest takeaway.
Because it's something that we eat every day, and you take it for granted and you never pay attention to it. So watching them kind of hatch after a month, it was kind of a cool experience to see. So
Jill Franzen is taking the idea of class pets to a whole new educational level. For our kids, I'm Fern Creek correspondent Shelby Pike.
In this month's Tech Tip, Devin Jones shows us how to make that last battery charge on your smartphone go a little longer.
Ever need to make a phone call and only have 3% battery life? Here are some ways to improve your iPhone battery. One way to improve your battery life would be to go to Settings and then go to Wi-Fi, and then to make sure that the switch is from green to clear. The next tip would be to turn off your auto brightness. First you want to go to Settings and then to Brightness, and then make sure that the switch is clear. The last tip would be to clear all your apps after you're done using them. First, you would want to double tap your home button, and then your app should appear on the screen. You would then flick your apps upward to make them clear away. I'm Ballard correspondent Devin Jones for Tech Tips.
Don't go away. We've got a lot more stories about our kids coming up.
Do you need help providing school clothes for your child? The 15th District PTA Clothing Assistance Program can help provide uniforms and other clothing. Make an appointment with the Family Youth Resource Center at your child's school. Donations of new and gently used uniforms and clothing are also accepted. Call 485-7062 or 485-7450 for more information.
The portal is your online link for information about your child's grades, test scores, attendance, career choices, and much, much more. It's a fast and easy way to stay on top of what your child is doing in school. If your child's teacher has set up a virtual classroom, you can log on to JCPS online and access grades for class assignments or communicate directly with teachers. The Parent Portal offers a convenient way you can stay involved in your child's education.
Welcome back. You're watching Our Kids, sponsored by the Jefferson County Public Schools. I'm Ben Jackey. Let's face it, being a so-called computer geek is just cool, and it doesn't get much cooler than the Fern Creek High School's Fix-A-Box Rockathon, where students built their own coding computers by upgrading donated computers. Watch and learn.
This is for web design. Anybody want web design software? We are at Fern Creek High School in our systems lab. This lab was designed just for teaching computer science. We have gotten through the generosity of Peddler's Malls and through the Presbyterian of Louisville. We have gotten a whole bunch of machines that we're able to take Windows XP off and put Windows 7 or Windows 8 on, so that our students that don't have computers at home can actually have a computer that has a Visual Studio and Visual Logic and all the different languages that we work with, have them at home so they can do work here and then take it at home and get on their way to becoming computer scientists.
Today we're just getting everybody set up a computer so they could take it home and do their programming homework.
He said his computer won't come up at all.
It's all about motivation. I mean, he rallied us up and said, we're getting free computers so you can do software updates and, you know, do stuff with your class.
It's important for students to have the technology at home so that they can do work at home instead of having to come to school and not really knowing what they're doing. They can also go home and practice it, or they can do work that they didn't do because if they missed a day or something.
Everybody's working on their computer, their monitor, their keyboard that is being given to them through the generosity of Carrithers Mall and the Presbyterian.
So now what we are doing is like installing some programs like OpenOffice, Logo.
Installing virus checker, installing either Windows 8 or Windows 7, 8.1 or 7.
So far we've been using Logo, and we've had to make, you command it and it makes lines, and we drew pictures of like the school with it and just random things around like the classroom. And we started using Visual Logic.
In relation to schoolwork, it will help me further my knowledge. So when I come in, I'll know what to do. Instead of waiting for instructions, I'll actually know what to do, and I can do other things on my own to help me forward my education.
You know, I learn something new every day on the computer, regardless of what I'm doing, and it's just interesting. It's fun to do.
We're trying to help the city of Louisville pump more coding kids out into the universities. It's a dire need that our local universities have to get more computer science students. So the whole reason we have this Computer Science Academy is to fill that need. Louisville needs more coders. And so that's our goal, is to have a 4-year program that really ramps kids up and go in that direction.
The Louisville Water Company has opened a new space called the Waterworks Museum, and some of the first visitors were our kids. Cane Run Elementary students are taking part in the pilot educational program offered by the museum.
This is the new Waterworks Museum exhibit at Louisville Water Tower Park. Cane Run Elementary is going to be joining us today, so we're very excited. They are an environmental school, environmental magnet.
Today we're learning about water and water properties.
Read the 3 steps. What do people have to do? It's just like a science experiment. We're figuring out we have to make a plan. We have a hypothesis, and then we have to test it.
There was a whole lot of hands-on stuff to where you could actually interact. Unlike most museums, you just have to look.
It's a new educational opportunity. They'll learn about the history of the water company. They'll learn how water has kind of played the role in how the city has developed as well. As soon as they get off the bus, they'll see the Ohio River. So it's a great opportunity for us to talk about the river and its role in our city and in our history. And for them to be able to just look at the Ohio and realize what a great source that is for us to use to make drinking water, how lucky we are to have it as a transportation system, and then to be able to go through the exhibit and see, how does the Ohio and what's happening here play out along the history of what we've done. They get to explore the materials that we use in filtration, so they get to take a really good look at earth materials. They get to learn about the innovation and the science that we do behind filtration.
The material, the sediment that's inside the water.
So,
what does it look like when you look at it through there? Is it bigger? What does it look? Pull it back slowly. Wow. That looks like it's something pretty serious.
We've learned about clean water and dirty water, and how you can tell which water is clean, how you can tell which water is dirty, all the sediment growing inside the dirty water. Then all the sediment gets washed away and turned into clean water with a little help from charcoal and gravel and sand.
How does sediment get in the water?
This is sort of the place where you can see what we did when we first started in 1860. So you can look at what was life like before a water company. Why was there a need for a water company? But then the exhibit takes you all the way up through today and what we've done, how we have created this great engineering feat with our riverbank filtration project and how all that came about, and what we're doing to continue to be innovative in the field of water to make sure that our citizens have obviously a great healthy supply of safe water, and the science behind that, what the lab folks do, how we meet the Environmental Protection Agency standards, and all of that stuff can be discovered here.
The Ballard High School Choir, Band, and Orchestra recently collaborated to perform Carl Jenkins' The Armed Man, Mass for Peace. Student reporter Drew Long brings us the highlights.
sounds of the aftermath of War and Peace musically filled the Sandy Allen Fine Arts Center recently on the campus of Ballard High School. The Armed Man, A Mass for Peace, was recently performed as a collaborated music department presentation through the efforts of Ballard choral director Noel Weaver.
I actually stumbled upon a couple of movements of this work a couple of years ago, and it was very, very beautiful and just really attractive to me musically. And then I approached our band and orchestra directors and see if they would be interested in collaborating on this thing, and they were.
Every movement of the composition presented different styles, different meters, different genres, and a different style period. A video, which was released the day before 9/11, accompanied the presentation. Students learned to convey some things that were more substantial both emotionally and socially than the music they've performed before. I'm Ballard correspondent Drew Long for Our Kids.
In Our Kids news, kudos to the DuPont Manual High School team for coming in first place in Kentucky's Academic World Quest. The competition includes challenges in such categories as geography, world history, energy, poverty, and world affairs. The team will move on to the national competition in Washington, D.C. on April 26th. Congratulations to the Pleasure Ridge Park High School graphic design and photography students who produced PRP Pulse, the students' literary magazine. PRP Pulse was awarded a superior ranking for Kentucky literary magazines by the National Council of Teachers of English. Well, due to all this winter weather we've endured, there have been a lot of changes to the school calendar. You can find all of the latest information on the JCPS website, jcpsky.net. Just click on the link on the top right-hand corner that says School Calendars for the most up-to-date information. Well, that's our show for today. We hope you've enjoyed it. You can find full episodes of Our Kids on the JCPS YouTube channel. Until next time, keep supporting our kids.